you can maybe have heard these workouts and you're like, ooh, those all sound like torture. Okay, well, you don't have to do any of them, but at least move your body for 20 minutes at least 3 to 4 times a week intentionally. That way, after 90 days, 60 days, a year, you're seeing these results, and it may not seem like a lot, but it's the consistency, it's the buildup that it's like brick by brick. And all of a sudden, one day you'll look in the mirror and you're like, I am leaner. Like, okay, right? So because you're actually tapping into that fat storage that is just been accumulated from sleeping in, maybe, um just not having any kind of reason for your body to sweat. Like, you should be sweating at least 3 to 4 times a week. If you're never sweating, that is a way that our body detoxes. And I actually talk about that in the next little section. So this is a bonus. So this is my ebook that I wrote 3 years ago. It has helped women lose a lot of weight. When you actually implement what's in here, this is exactly what I did. This is before ChatGPT existed. I wrote every single word by myself. Okay. Now you can use ChatGPT and it's still you, but I talk about that in other videos. But just so you know, this is like straight from the dome. Okay. Now, that's the closeout of, okay, well, let me just actually finish out. So it says studies have shown that when a goal is actually written out, we are more likely to actually execute the goal. That's the main objective of this whole guide. We want actual execution and long-lasting healthy habits. Take authority over achieving the goals you desire, the results you desire, and commit to doing this 15-minute workout at least 3 times a week. If you habit stack this circuit onto another task that you already have to do, like going to the gym, since you already are going to drive past the gym, okay, on the way home from work anyway, you're more than likely going to implement it. So if you drive, like if you have to go home and you always drive down the same route and you always see that gym, it's like it's easier to habit stack going to the gym because you have to drive past it anyway, right? So just habit stacking this will be excellent for you. Even if you, like, again, if you're in California. Now, if you're a remote worker, I don't want to hear no excuses. So I don't even need to go into detail. There's no excuse to not move your body. But even take advantage of like the 2 15s and the 2 paid 15 breaks and the 1 hour unpaid break. Pair it together. You could do an hour and a half. Like if your job will allow you to do that, pair your 15s together and do an hour and a half to where you can have time to eat and work out, right? Like, what up, guys? So it's Ciana. Well, this is my personal AI Ciana assistant, but you guys, it's really my voice talking through this AI version of myself. If you guys want to see the full 90-minute training of this, it's phenomenal. We had an amazing conversation. It is how I lost 30 pounds and never gained it back. And not only that, I'm giving away the secret sauce. I spent $5,000 hiring a master trainer. I've done 15 years as an adult of just really trying to figure out this health and fitness journey. And I'm not a medical professional, of course, and I'm not a certified nutritionist, but I am a certified human being who has done the trial and error over and over and has figured out what works. So definitely get down in the top link in the description and get the webinar. And there is a percentage off. So get it before the limited time percentage off expires and continue to watch. There's ways that you can do this, but you just got to put in a little bit of effort. Okay. Dale says sweat and discomfort is growth, aka no pain, no gain, aka voluntary discomfort. Like the more you stay comfortable, the more you are atrophying. Like atrophying your body, deteriorating and decaying will be sped up by not being being uncomfortable. Dale says, before I started my own business, I cycled to work and that's perfect. That's a beautiful example. Like instead of driving to work, ride your bike to work. That's the best thing. That's slam dunk. Where you're like, well, I have to go to work anyway, and I have to transport myself to work. So why don't I burn calories on the way to work? Like that's the best way you can do it. Or if you can walk to work. One of my best friends, she would walk to work, and I mean, it was like she was getting her 10,000 steps and didn't even have to think about it because she's like, well, I have to go to work anyway. I can just get up a little bit earlier, have my tennis shoes on, and she would put her heels in her purse because where she worked, she had to wear heels. And she would just put her heels in her purse and she would walk to work. And she would do like a fast pace, like a good pace, like not to where she was drenched in sweat by the time she got to work, but like a good like quality walk to work. And then she would walk home. So, and if you're really about that life, you can actually on your way home then walk to the gym, boom, and then go home. Like if you really want to do it up, like there's all different kinds of ways, but depending on your lifestyle. But the main thing is that you have to figure out something. Like even with me, the reason why I've been able to be consistent on YouTube is because I habit stacked it with me going to the gym. So that's why there's hundreds of videos of me on the way to the gym in the car, because I'm like, okay, I want to do a YouTube video. I won't really have time later. I have to get to I have to get to the gym, but it's going to be like a 25-minute drive because I want to get to this fitness class. Okay, there's 25 minutes there. Why don't I just, yeah, the lighting won't be as good, the audio won't be as good, but let me just habit stack it. So that's why I got monetized, because I was able to be consistent. So it didn't, in the motion, it felt like I wasn't really building anything, because I'm like, okay, well, my views are low because I know the quality of my videos aren't as good because they're always in the car. And, I get it. It's not as visually aesthetically pleasing to watch someone in the car, and like the video is shaking around. But what I was doing was building consistency. That's what got me monetized. It wasn't the quality of my videos. It was the substance of my videos, me showing up as myself, authentic, ready to share, ready to help and inspire, answering questions, and just doing it often. So there is that. So again, this is going to be a 4-part series here. All right. So I'm going to now do the bonus edition. So since I wrote this book, I have my notes here that I just want to wrap up this whole topic on my iPad. This is some other notes that I have learned in the last 3 years since I wrote this. Okay. So, and if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. So feel free to, this will be like a Q&A section and me sharing the last part of this. All right. So let's dig in here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So especially for women in their 30s and 40s, and men, but I know there's a lot of women on here as well. I want to dive into like the benefits for like our mental health, our emotional health, and like other benefits that you wouldn't have even thought of when it comes to like doing these workouts. Okay. So it says, so when you do the HIIT cardio workouts that I just discussed, one of the major benefits is hormonal balance. Again, we don't think about that, right? We think, oh, we have to pop pills. We have to, go to some expensive like practitioner and have to bounce our hormones out. But when you just move your body consistently and you're sweating, there's different hormonal reactions that are going off in our body that actually help us feel better. When we feel better, we start to feel more calm.